Hey everyone, this is Adam here with GYV. I want to give you an update video on my garden, what I've been up to, what I plan to do, and I want to do kind of a review on my tomato plants. You know, a lot of the gardening that I do is in between my busy lifestyle of, everybody has a family, we go to work. For me, I have multiple businesses I run, and I'm always in the mix of something in the course of my days and weekends and nights, and it just doesn't quit. But I do find my rescue of all the stress and all the things that are going on in my life here in my garden, and it's turned out to be a really important part of my life, and I really do enjoy sharing what I'm doing of my adventures of my garden. And I'm learning as well. I've been doing this for 4 or 5 years now, and every season I learn something new. It's an ever-ending learning experience, which I totally enjoy, learning new things and just being in the garden, mostly by myself, allow me to relax my thoughts, just focus on taking care of the garden, which has been a huge impact on my life. And I just wanted to share that with you guys, a little bit more about who I am, why I do what I do here, and I hope you enjoy it. And if you're out there watching this video, please hit that subscribe button. It makes me feel really, really good inside that you guys are enjoying what I'm doing as well. And here we go. So I want to talk about my tomato plants. And I'm planning on digging up my tomato plants, even though there's plenty of more life left of the tomato plants are still producing tomatoes. With my busy schedule, I just have to make decisions and get my fall winter crops in. And then once I do those fall winter crops, I'm pretty much going to set this garden on autopilot through the holidays into the spring. Is what my goal is, to kind of free up my time, because everybody gets really busy in the holiday season. Thanksgiving, Christmas parties, family gatherings, traveling to, from, and there's a whole lot to do. And sometimes the things that you really want to do kind of go to the side, and and I'm worried that my garden's going to go to the side through this busy time of the year. So I want to set it on autopilot, which my fall crops would be carrots, onions, garlic, beets, leafy green items, cabbage, those items that are cold tolerant for my region. I mean, we don't typically get a frost here in my zone 10A, but it does appear that winter has come a little bit earlier, it feels like, than normal. So maybe we'll get a frost, maybe we won't, but most of these plants that I am putting in my garden will survive through the winter into spring, and that's when we'll harvest these items. So back to my tomato plants, and I want to show you my opinion on each tomato plant. Would I grow them again? Would I not grow them again? Pros and cons, and go over the favorite tomato plant of this season, and I want to show that to you. So all right, let's do this. Thank you. So here's my garden. If you've been following my channel, you've seen this before, but if not, if you're new, thank you for watching this video, and to go over the different types of tomatoes I have here in the garden. And let's just go through them here. So the first 3 tomato plants right here are the Red Candy from Harris Seed Company. It's a really good small grape tomato. You can see that they're pretty sweet, more on the meatier side, not as juicy as, say, a cherry tomato. Really good. My experience is the first batch of tomatoes that come off this plant aren't as good as the second and third batch of tomatoes that ripen. So don't be disappointed on the first, but it does get better and better. So these are really good. I would recommend these, but they're not my favorite tomato plant of the season. So let's just keep going down this one row, and I'll talk about the other ones. So right here is my red snapper tomato plant. And red snapper is a really popular tomato plant nowadays. There's multiple seed companies that are selling these red snappers, and they make really nice globe size tomatoes, really little cracking with moisture and rain, which is really great. So I would say if you're growing tomatoes and you want a decent tomato, red snapper, they're great. They're really uniformed, easy to tend to, very little cracking. So red snapper is something I would say I would put it on your list of tomatoes to grow. It is a hybrid, but yeah, let me put this tomato over here so I don't forget it. All right, let's see here. Up here in the front of the row, I have 3 Black Krim tomato plants. Now, these are a heirloom style tomato plant. I apologize for the shadowing. And I've already harvested twice off of these plants. I probably have already picked at least a dozen tomato plants. So I was surprised with the amount of tomatoes I got off these plants. But the thing about them that I do like is the flavor of the Black Krim tomatoes are not like any other tomato. They're kind of greenish on the top and turn a pinkish red on the bottom, but you can see the cracking. So what happens is there's a good amount of cracking, so you only get to really eat like 2/3 of the tomato, but the flavor, its profile is pretty awesome on these things. It's different, and I would say if you're looking for something different, grow the Black Krim, but only do like 1 or 2, maybe 3 plants of it, because it's not a high productive tomato plant, and it is a heirloom, so it is a little bit more acceptable to diseases and cracking and stuff. So go for the flavor and just kind of roll with the punches with the fungus and bug pressure and everything else that comes with these tomatoes. So that's my recommendation on that. If you don't have room in your garden and you're trying to get the most production you can, then don't grow this tomato, okay? Okay, so yeah, this is another Black Krim. You can see the amount of cracking on those tomatoes. So actually looks like I grew 4 of them. Okay, so this tomato plant is the Juliet grape tomato. I picked these up from Harris Seed Company. It's a good larger grape tomato, borderline plum size. Pretty sweet, pretty meaty. It's a big one, so you're going to get a lot of tomato off this grape tomato plant. That's pretty productive. I wouldn't say it's my favorite this season. If I was growing this grape tomato by itself, not competing with like the Red Candy and the Cherry Bomb tomato plant I have growing, I would probably say this is pretty awesome, which it is awesome, but you just can't throw this thing into your mouth for, you know, if you're a child or a kid. It's too big, not like the smaller grape tomatoes or the cherry tomatoes, so you can just throw them in and snack on them. These you can. These are great. They're great for slicing up for like small sandwiches, little slider sandwiches for the kids. I'm not sure if I would grow this one again, but I might. So it's still a great tomato. This is another Juliet tomato plant here. And all right, so here's my favorite tomato of the season, right here. So these are from Johnny Seed Company. And these are the Cherry Bomb tomatoes. They're a hybrid. They have they're small, not too small, round, and they pack a wonderful tomato flavor, pretty sweet. Everybody that's I've shared my tomatoes with this season have raved about this Cherry Bomb tomato. So I will definitely be growing this one again. The seeds are kind of pricey from Johnny Seeds. I guess this is kind of their like exclusive, only they have it. They've developed it, and I would say worth the money, because the amount of tomatoes you're going to get off these plants is awesome. It's just loaded. I mean, I don't know if you can see, they're just everywhere. So I highly recommend this one. All right, so that's really it about the tomatoes. I have some other tomato plants in the garden, and I think the labeling on them has I don't know what this is. Yeah, so I think this says Paul Robinson. This is a Baker Creek seed, and you can see the cracking. I've actually not tried these yet because they're just now ripening, and you can see the production. You know, I only have really 2-3 tomatoes on this whole plant. So it's a heirloom style tomato plant. I mean, it's really cool to grow these types when you have room to do it. If you don't have room to do it, you know, I would say stick with the hybrids that are you know, bred to be more productive. It'd be more rewarding for you to, by the time you put all the time and effort in these things. So that's my tomatoes. So my game plan is to harvest all the tomatoes off of these. I know there's some life left of these things, but I do want to get my fall season stuff done. And these 2 rows I plan on doing beets and the remaining elephant garlic that I have. So I'm gonna have elephant garlic, a row of beets. I'm probably good. I picked up some cool seeds from the Giant Veg guy, the giant giant cabbage that he's growing. So I plan on planting some giant cabbage in here, and then some Brussels sprouts. So I do have some I think it's katsu. Brussels sprouts right here that I started, and I think I'm going to start some more. So that's my plan, and I'm going to stick to it. So a little bit more about the garden here, and I'll end this video here shortly. I did plant 2 rows of strawberry plants. The strawberry plants I did get from Haas's Tools. I believe they're sold out, so if you're looking for strawberry plants, I'm pretty sure they've sold out. You can check them out, but it's a perfect time to plant your strawberry plants right now and overwinter them for the spring, so you can have really good strawberries. That's what I plan on doing, so I can't wait for that. So I want to say thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it and learned a little bit about the tomatoes that I'm growing in my garden and which ones I would recommend you growing in yours. If you have any questions about what I'm doing, or want to pick my brain on what you could be doing, you know, hit me up in the comments. That would be really cool. And if you're out there watching this video, please hit that big subscribe button. That will definitely help me out. It'll help me get more features from YouTube, because they limit the features you have based on your subscribers. It seems like once you get over 1,000 subscribers, I'll be able to do other cool things with my channel. So that would help me out tremendously to get that. And you know, I can grow a garden, but I can't grow my channel without you. And I've heard that saying before with other YouTubers, and that's absolutely true. So I want to say a big thank you and happy gardening, everybody, and enjoy your Thanksgiving weekend.